In anticipation of National Veterans Small Business Week, Lisa suggested that we do something special. Together, we created the Veterans Helping Veterans Business Anthology Group. It's been a great success. We networked, collaborated, conducted interviews, and wrote a book. During this journey, Lisa and I had the pleasure of meeting numerous entrepreneurs and business leaders with backgrounds in the military veteran and military spouse community. We carefully selected 20 contributors at various stages of their business endeavors, from ideation to well-established enterprises. We engaged in insightful conversations, the highlights of which are shared in our new book, We Are Stronger Together, Strength and Diversity. In addition to these interviews and our contributors' lessons learned, inside the book, Lisa and I also provided practical information and tons of resources to help others in their entrepreneurial pursuits. Remember to grab your copy of the book on Amazon to meet all the contributors, authors Lisa DeShorm and myself. Are you ready to get a glimpse of what it takes to be a veteran business owner? Take a listen. Welcome to Talk to Me. I'm so excited because today I have a returning guest. I have none other than the Queen of Spade Style, founder, owner, and everything else that goes along with that herself, Miss Monifa Caines. Monifa is also a part of the Veterans Helping Veterans Business Anthology. And today we are going to be talking everything Queen of Spade Style. Monifa, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for having me back. I am so happy to be back to talk to you and give you some updates and how I'm doing and what's going on with me.
You know, I was looking at our past video and I was just so excited about the things that you were talking about then, but we've had some time since you've been on the show. So for those people that don't already know you, and I do suggest that some of you go back and look at the video from before. I'll make sure I'll connect that in the description so you can catch up and see where she started. But I want you to tell them, what made you start the Queen of Spade Style?
Well, sometimes businesses start from an unfortunate situation where something happens and then one person will say, I'm going to turn this around, or I'm going to take that and make it a positive. Yeah. With me, one day I decided to go natural. And it's not just I decided, I'm talking about my hair, because every month I would put this relaxer in my hair, and I have a sensitive scalp. And I would have burns, my hair would fall out, bald spots.
Been there.
So I said, you know what, why do I keep hurting myself? Who is this really for? And it wasn't for me anymore. So I decided to stop putting that chemical in my hair. And I decided to grow my hair out naturally. Now, in the meantime, in the transition period, I decided to get braids. So I went and got braids. I wore them at work for a few weeks. I had box braids. I put them in a bun. I went to work, looking fabulous. Then one day it was time to take out my braids, and I didn't know what to do. And I slicked my hair back with all this gel because I still had to show up in corporate America. And when I went to work, a manager said, oh, you took your braids out. And I said, yes. And then he said, good, now you look professional. That was the pivotal point where I was saying to myself, they will not see me. They will not see who I am. They said, bring your authentic self. Well, now I'm letting you see my authentic self, but that was not good enough. So I went to the store looking for some accessories. With my new natural hair, I'm relearning my hair all over again, spending so much money on products because you have to find your cocktail again about what works for your hair. But I could not find accessories at the time for thicker, curly, natural hair. So I started making my own. I would make my own head wraps, hair combs, hair clips, and walk down the street because I wanted to look fantastic. And women would actually cross the street or run up to me and say, hey, where'd you get that? And that's when I realized they have the same situation. They have this beautiful hair, but they don't have a lot of ways to accent it. And that is how I started my business, Queen of Spades.
And you know what I love about the things that you do? You're an artist, and a lot of people don't have that eye for accessories like you do. And when I see your accessories, your eyeglasses, the hair clips, the hair wraps are amazing. They're soft, they're beautiful. And the fact that you teach people how to use them, I think
Yes.
that's pretty amazing. How did you go from just, okay, I see there's other women that have the same need as I have, to creating your different accessories and then getting them out there?
Right. Well, when I had so many women coming up to me and asking me, that's when I started making things for other women. And then I started at farmers markets selling them just to see the feedback I was getting, just to see if people would buy my stuff, just to see the styles and what people want to wear. So I put myself out there. I didn't really start a real business at the time, but I wanted to see what direction I would take my designs in. Then as I started really selling out, I said, you know what? I love the creativity. I love talking to women that have the same issue. I was teaching them how to wrap their hair and different ways to wrap their hair, and talking to them about the different fabrics that are better for their hair, and just growing somewhat of a community of people that want to accent their hair. And it wasn't just people with natural hair. It was also people with relaxers that wanted to wear something of heritage or style to add to their outfit. So it was teaching people that anybody can wear a head wrap, and this is how you wear it. And that just grew to customers asking for more things. And so my company started morphing into, I can buy this head wrap. I love it. It is crazy. It's bold, but what can I wear to match with it? And that's when I started expanding and getting into jewelry, getting into clothing. And that's when I also started expanding into other communities, such as the cancer and the alopecia communities, that I didn't realize were also looking for accents for their head, their hair, and their wigs.
And as someone that has been battling alopecia for a while now, I switched to my braids for that. And before your head wraps, I felt like I really had no other option. But
Yes.
sometimes when I take my braids out and I'm not really quite confident in how my hair may look, having the ability to use a beautiful wrap to cover my head and not a bonnet
Yes.
and still feel like I'm going out and looking stylish has
Yes.
been a game changer for me. So I thank you for
Thank you.
that,
And a
because
lot of
people don't often
women,
think of it.
no. And a lot of women, when they put on a head wrap, they raise their head a little bit higher. There's a regalness to it, a flair, a beautiful style that is just a great accessory for your head or your hair, depending on how you wrap it.
Absolutely. Now, for the people that want to know, do you do your classes online, or are there courses set up that people can go and take?
Yes, I am starting my YouTube channel. So I'll
Okay.
be having different videos of how to
Mhm.
style your head wraps, because there's so many ways and a lot of people don't know. And this way you will have my personal attention on that YouTube channel whenever you want. I also do classes online, and with the cancer organizations, I'm going out to do them personally and showing them the different types of head wraps. And especially if they're active, which ones are better for them, if they get hot flashes, you name it, and showing them how to tie it, because you can't tie different fabrics the same way. So yes, I go out in person sometimes.
How affirming has it been for you personally when you branched into the cancer patients and the
Mhm.
alopecia patients to give them that sense of beauty that was lacking, that they received once they got one of your luxurious head wraps?
Absolutely one of the most beautiful moments in my life, that I realized this other community that said, hey, we want things too. And I used to be a registered nurse in the Air Force. So this really kicked up my need to help someone heal another way, plus my creative side. So talking, it's not just someone purchasing, but talking to them and helping them on this journey of what they want to look, what they want to do, how they want to feel. Because I've spoken to a lot of cancer survivors that have basically said, I want people to see me first, not my diagnosis. So I get to help them construct a style where when they walk down the street with their head held high, you don't know their diagnosis. You just see them, their beautiful selves.
Monifa, how would you say your time in the military prepared you for what you're doing right now?
Well, as I was a nurse in the Air Force, so that helped me just see how different people, how to connect with different people and how to reach different people. Because especially when you're sick, you can't categorize people into one category when you want them to heal and get better. So that has helped me hone my soft skills into helping someone that had the courage to reach out to say, this is what's going on, I need help. And me meeting them halfway and taking them on a journey to where they want to go. Plus the leadership. I don't have a large team, but I have a team that says I tell them, when I grow, you grow. We're going together. We're going to the top together. Also, just expanding my forward thinking, because in the military, you can't think just about today, tomorrow, or maybe next week. You have to think about next month, next year, 5 years, 10 years, and whoever may take over, or what if something happens. There's a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you name it. You just got to keep going. And then just to be resilient. Okay, maybe some things aren't going your way, but how are we going to turn this around? Because it is true when we say failure is not an option. That's not even in our vocabulary. It's like, what are we going to do to get to the goals that we set? And that's the end of the story.
So when you look back over where you were when you first came on Talk to Me and where you are now, what would you say has been your greatest accomplishment in that time span?
I would say the greatest accomplishment so far has been just broadening my community, because I am growing not just clients, but friends that are part of the Queen of Spade Style community, that I have so much more. And the videos I'm putting out about hair and about head wraps and about how to protect your hair during certain seasons and what's coming up, has built a community that feels comfortable when I speak to them, that they can ask me questions and they trust me with the guidance that I can give them. So just the growth in my reach of people that want to know what I'm saying and want to learn and feel comfortable reaching out to me.
When you do your different creations, I also know that you do pop-ups. Tell me how pop-ups have been beneficial for you as a business owner.
Pop-ups were the foundation, Brenda, of me growing Queen of Spade Style, because that's the first time I went out there to say, this is me, this is what I have to offer. Let me talk to you about my head wraps, because that's where it all started. And then going out there and hoping people will buy and like my stuff, and talking to them and explaining to people about what the head wraps are used for. And you get immediate feedback. You get immediate brand marketing right there, because you expose yourself to people. People do not know your company exists, and that is how they find you. I also do a lot of marketing that way to see what people gravitate towards, what they're attracted to, what I see people walking around looking for. So I just not only get sales, I get new customers, I get to educate people, and I get to see what people want. They get to tell me, they share their stories with me, and also what they're looking for and why they need it. And that helps me grow my business.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge with your business recently, with all the changes in logistics of shipping things and getting materials?
Oh, yes. My biggest challenge, especially with logistics, and that has always been a challenge because I continue to redefine what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And that is how people should continue to grow. But it is finding different ways to source. And I used to go around myself and source. And now I have a team that helps me source, because logistics is a huge issue right now. And especially for a lot of businesses where maybe it's a smaller business where the fees will be more astronomical because one isn't buying 20,000 pieces of one item or one roll of fabric. So finding different ways to source is a challenge, but it can be done because I'm definitely finding different ways, different people, different sourcing opportunities, and different partnerships. But one has to stretch to do that.
I remember when last time we spoke, we talked about you being a solopreneur and
Yeah.
how you wore all the hats. You were shipping department, you were the marketing department, you were customer service, you were customer complaints. And and it was just
Who would you like to
wonderful.
talk to
Yes,
today? You know, it's like
really. It was like you wore all the hats. And I've heard you say several times that you had a team. How instrumental has having a team been for your growth?
oh, I personally believe you don't get anywhere by yourself.
Mhm,
When I first did, well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this and that. And that's true.
mhm,
But now I embrace the team, as in Brenda, as you're aware, you're part of the team.
mhm.
You're a mentor of mine. You're not on the exact payroll, but you are a mentor. And I have people that I go to, that I trust, that I can lean on, that I can talk to, that give me feedback and it's honest and can steer me in the right direction. So I have a team of people that mentor me from the front and the back. And that is vital for me to move forward. And I really think that to move on and move high, you have to have those people, those cheerleaders, and those people that say no sometimes to you
Mhm.
to help you navigate through this business world and be successful.
Now,
Yes.
how important has mentorship been for you as an entrepreneur to get the results that you feel like you need?
Mhm. It is very important. It is vital, actually. For me to move on in my business, or I don't know where my business would be if I just depended on my thoughts. Because, of course, as a solopreneur, one can think you know everything, but you need to reach out to people that have been there and done that and are on the outside looking in that can be more objective than you. So I would not be where I am in my business, which is growing successfully and taking it to another level now without the mentors that I have, that I selected carefully, that surround me when I need things or I need feedback or I need cheerleading or I need navigation and other things. So it's a careful selection of mentors that I have surrounding me.
Now, I know when you first started, you were doing the head wraps and you were
Yes.
making a lot of the accessories, and
Mhm.
you continue to scale the business. Is
Yes.
there any thoughts on eventually expanding into a retail space?
Oh, there are a lot of thoughts about that. As I'm growing, it's always what is the next level? What is the next level? And you think about that level, and then I think about, especially with my mentors, let's work backwards a little bit. So
Mhm.
how can I get there? My next level, of course, would be retail, but it will be in casino gift shops, moving
Okay.
into them, and
Mhm.
also the local sports teams here, because I've done my research and I really think that I can help with the women's accessories for sports teams and
Mhm.
the clothing. A lot of times we want to represent our teams because women love sports,
Mhm.
but we don't always have to wear the female version of what the men wear. We
Right.
can jazz it up if we want to. We can have that option. And I definitely want to move into those spaces too, to say, hey, we can make sports teams just casual, glamorous, and just show a different side of the athletic clothing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're actually thinking of even more scaling because I just cannot wait to see Monifa's Queen of Spade Style on a building somewhere.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that personally.
Yes.
But okay, time to put you on the hot seat. I have
Okay.
some questions here that I'm going to be asking. Let's see. What is one thing you want to accomplish in your lifetime for the Queen of Spades style?
Well, I will tell you that changes a lot because as I grow my business, there are new goals and new places I see that I can go.
Mhm.
But right now, I would say what I would like to accomplish is having my accessories tailor-made for different casinos and sports teams, but also bring a team of diverse people to the team to help facilitate when somebody is clothing for a disabled person for sports teams and stuff like that. Head wraps that people with alopecia or cancer could wear when they want to cheer on their team. Jewelry that also, once you purchase it, gives back to certain organizations, but it still reflects someone's hardcore dedication to their team. So I want to do something twofold, something that shows the aesthetic of who I'm working with, but also for the people that are cheering on the teams.
I like that. Okay, next question. How did you learn the most important lesson in life, and what was it?
Oh, well, the most important lesson in life that I continue to learn, that I always need to stay true to with people or business advice, is listen to your gut. I was always told, listen to my gut. And sometimes I didn't, but it always goes back to that lesson, listen to your gut. It's something that's telling you beware, or you need to look further into this, and don't just run and say, oh, I'll be fine. No, it is true. Always listen to your gut. That will take you far. Yes. Okay. I think we all know that, and sometimes we need to be reminded. Yes.
Here's an easy one. What's been the highlight of your week? It's only Monday at the time of this recording. However,
I already know. Yesterday, I was at a community resource fair where we help veterans, military spouses, dependents, active duty, guard, with the resources that are in the community. Even though I have my own business, Queen of Spade Style, I also am an ambassador for Bunker Labs, which helps businesses at any level grow their business to be successful or more successful, or even start a business. So I was out there representing Bunker Labs for the people that say, hey, I've always thought about starting a business, I just don't know what to do. Well, come with us. So I was out there talking to people and even the community partners that we have. So yesterday was a great day.
That's good. Okay. Yeah. What is one of your most favorite places in the world?
Wow. One of my most favorite places in the world, I will say, is Aruba.
Aruba?
Yes, I am such an island girl. Now the islands change, but I keep going back to Aruba because it's outside the hurricane zone. It is one happy island. Everybody is happy. And trust me, if you go there, you will see why. It is a tropical resort mixed with nature, mixed with old school and new school, and it's just wonderful vibes. So Aruba is a place that I love, and it's very dear to my heart. Yes.
Okay. What is something you've always wanted to learn?
I've always wanted to learn to play the piano.
Oh.
Yes, I've always wanted to learn to play the piano. And I know, yes, I can take lessons, and I will. But I've always wanted to learn. When I see people just playing the piano, caressing the keys, I want that too. I want to do that too. So yes, that's one thing I wanted to always do.
Okay. What has been one of your most favorite moments since you first started Queen of Spade Style?
Okay, this goes back a few years, but it's momentous to me. It's a moment, like you said. Well, when I started my business, of course, my friends supported me. Thank you, friends. My family, of course. Thank you, family. And then friends of family, friends of friends. But when in one day, I got 5 new orders from people I didn't even know. And I mean, I would look them up, like, who's your friend? Who do I know in common? And then when I seen that we didn't know anybody in common, they happened to find my website, how they found it, and ordered. That moment for me was monumental. That it's not just about my friends and family supporting me, saying you could do it and we're going to buy from you. But it was now people saying, I don't know who you are, but I love your stuff. And I felt so wonderful that I am doing it. I'm really in business now. So that was, yes.
That's really cool. Speaking of your website, what is your website? And I'm going to put it in the description box below. But what is it so people can reach out to find your accessories, and clothing and you?
Yes, it's www.queenofspadestyle.com. And on the website right now, we have launched our summer collection, which has been going very well, but working on the fall collection. So that will be out in a couple of months, and you'll see some new exciting things coming up for the fall. But yes, summer is still in effect right now. Yes.
Okay. That's at the time of this recording, but if you listen to it later on, just know that she does rotate through the season.
Yes.
So go to the
Jewelry,
site to find out what the most current things are going on.
Things coming up. Yes.
That's really good. All right, Monifa, help me out here. And I want you to take your time and tell the audience, how is what you're doing helping you live your best life now?
Mm-hmm. I'm living my truth. I'm living my authentic self. Mm-hmm. Starting a business meant that I can be me. I didn't have to do my hair a certain way. I didn't have to be looked at a certain way. I didn't have to worry about what people think. And I turn around and I'm using my health background from being a nurse and my creative side to just reach over and reach behind me and in front of me and help other people come into their own too. So this has just been a beautiful journey of me coming to wherever I go saying, this is me. Let me help you be you.
Monifa, I've been just enjoying having you here with me again. And I'd like to just ask you, what are your final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
My final thoughts are, first, I want to thank you for listening to myself and Brenda. We just want to reach out to people and let everybody know that we can all do it. I want people to know you can reach out to me if you have any questions about my website or what I'm selling, or you need a tutorial. I'm here for you. But I want you to know that if there's anything you want to do, please educate yourself and find some wonderful mentors. Not just people that will say yes, but some people that will say no, because it's better to have that community of thought as you move forward with whatever you want to do.
Thank you, Monifa, for being here with me today on Talk to Me. And for those of you listening here today and on the replay, remember, the choices you make today will be the reality you live tomorrow. Choose wisely, and as always, choose the Queen of Spade style.
Yes. Thank you.